Some things in life you have to see to believe. And some things, even if you see them, you still can't believe them.
We heard the numbers were up, so decided to come back down.
And that's why year after year people rise before the sun does here and gather by the water's edge.
Wow.
In hopes that this year they might finally believe what they're about to see.
Yeah, a lot of people miss out when they sleep in.
The first sense that gets to experience this phenomenon is not sight, but sound.
You can hear them in the background right now, just getting ready for the day.
A constant droning in the darkness, like an overture warming up the crowd before the show as everyone takes their seats.
As far as wildlife goes, this is spectacular.
Every winter for just a few weeks, the Middle Creek Reservoir in northern Lancaster County fills with snow geese.
Oh my gosh.
And so does the sky.
They just keep on coming.
Waves of white-feathered migrants follow the sun and stars to get to this point every year on their flight back north.
Just
And on their way, they dazzle the crowd with aerial acrobatics.
So they're coming back.
At their peak, close to 100,000 snow geese, sometimes more, will stop here.
You can't not look.
And when they're all together, floating on the water and seemingly as still as can be,
they've settled back down.
that's when they perform their greatest trick.
So we should get another little blast shortly.
The takeoff.
That is a whole lot of geese up in the air.
It's kind of a rush. You know, when you hear them take off and when they go over your head and the sound and the sight is just wonderful.
The echo of tens of thousands of flapping wings cuts across the lake.
Man, does that fill up the sky, though.
It's just incredible. It gives you chills. And it's not the cold weather.
But the snow geese don't perform for long, only a few minutes a day while they're here.
That is a pretty shot.
That's why the show, in a way, is a bit of magic. You have to be here on the right day and at the right time to see it. And no matter how many times you've seen it before, this dizzying dance on the water and in the air always seems to leave you with the same impression.
Oh my.
That it's just unbelievable.
Wow.
At Middle Creek, Matt Barcaro, WGAL News 8.
How's your therapies going so far?
Nothing in a hospital should be a surprise. Patients come in, they get better, they leave. No one wants any tricks. But apparently no one told that to Dr. Brian Wynn or his patients.
I thought, boy, this is unique.
He's a medical doctor. What's he going to be doing with cord?
In fact, Dr. Wynn tries to keep all his patients in some suspense.
Any pain today?
And in doing so, he's become known in the hospital for his unusual bedside manner.
He was okay on both sides?
Yes.
And his bedside magic.
Well, hey, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Show me a couple card tricks.
You want to see a couple card tricks? Okay.
At some point during each of his room visits at WellSpan Surgery and Rehabilitation Hospital, Dr. Wynn puts on a show.
Oh my goodness.
A physician-magician whose fan base has been growing
Is that your card?
in spades.
I never, ever had a doctor come in and entertain you.
Pull out a card.
Dr. Wynn started dabbling in decks of cards when he was in medical school. He was mesmerized by magic
Give it a little shake.
and quickly realized his rehab patients could be too.
So with a deck of cards, I guess you see the impossible become possible. And in a similar way with patients, I hope that I can inspire a little bit of hope and belief in the rehab process, and that they see that they do get better over time and they can walk out of their own free will.
He first used magic shows as icebreakers, but they've transformed into a key part of his care, an escape for patients who are often laid up for days or weeks.
Sometimes when you're sitting in bed and you can't do anything, you get stuck in your head, you know.
One card.
And it's a nice distraction to kind of pull you out of your own headspace for a minute.
That's it.
He's not aware of any other doctors who do this,
You're positive it was the King of Clubs?
Yeah.
but he might be onto
If you're
something.
positive, then sure.
Oh,
There it is.
man. Oh, that's awesome.
When you think about it, all doctors are known to perform a kind of medical magic on a daily basis, healing broken bones,
Take a few deep breaths.
diagnosing disease, and curing illness.
Always in for a good card trick.
But maybe Dr. Wynn's greatest trick is that he's found a way to get his patients excited to see him. Because as they've learned, with him, good care and a good time are in the cards.
All right, well, I'll let you think about that for a little bit, and I'll bring back some more magic tomorrow.
In York County, Matt Barcaro,
Catch you later, okay?
WGAL News 8. When you start to lay out your life as a child, it's pretty common to dream of one day going to college. But the dream doesn't have to end there.
When I heard this was going to happen, I could not believe it.
Because how many people dream to one day go back
Nancy, we're so glad you're here.
and actually get to do it?
We are so happy to have you with us.
Well, I always wanted to come back.
Yeah.
Nancy Malarkey is back on campus at the Linden Hall School for Girls in Lidditz for the first time since she graduated 65 years ago.
I loved all the girls. That's what I missed.
Nancy got this chance to come back after she was asked a question at her retirement home in Philadelphia.
Smile here.
During a bit of a rough day she was having.
I just said, Nancy, if there's one place that you could go again, where would you go?
So why, out of any place in the world, did Nancy choose her old junior college?
It was the best 2 years of my life. I enjoyed every minute of it. I cried like a baby when they left me here. I cried like a baby when I graduated.
But a dream fulfilled has to be better than just a tour of some buildings. So along the way, just for Nancy, the school lined up some surprises.
Well,
Starting with a reunion with her English teacher.
Oh, Miss Sullivan, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I can't believe you decided to come back.
Nancy graduated with only 14 other girls and hasn't seen any of them since. But she's finding out a good friend
Hi, Nancy.
is never that far away.
Hi, I'm Joan.
Reichenbach.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness gracious, Joan.
yeah.
How are
How are you doing?
Even more of her classmates surprised Nancy at lunch,
Oopsie.
where some of the topics
She's still around?
no, not that I know of.
were to be expected at their age.
6'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what those 6 feet can do has.
But the old yearbooks helped dust off some older, better memories.
He looks undernourished.
Does he?
And a woman who considers her best years long behind her
Hey, remember how we used to raise Cain?
got to relive some of that joy. It's a reminder that sometimes a dream doesn't have to be grand to be significant. Sometimes it can be as simple as catching up with old friends
She was my roommate.
Was she?
and setting a new dream to see them again. In Lidditz, Matt Barcaro,
really?
WGAL,
I
News
lived here
8.
for 2 years.
She married a fellow in the service.